Awesome. So what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be seeing, we're going to be looking at small growth and division. Oops. How do we divide the small groups? We're going to be looking at placements. Now, one thing that I notice as we are implementing these things is who has recently been reading through the small group book? There is a portion in there that we should look for that talks about the divisions of it and see how they do that. But I don't recall anything about particular like how the different how they split up. All he says is they grow to a certain number and then they split and then they do like this forced divide. And he was saying that one of actually questions better than facts.
I think.
Go ahead.
If I recall correctly, I think one of the determining factors, like as to who goes into which new group, was location. Like whoever's nearest to. But I mean, we're doing online groups, so that's not as much of an issue.
It can still be slightly of an issue, like,
I mean,
for instance, like Leah is like all the way over on the other side of the world.
So time zones?
Yeah, time zones are.
Yeah,
yes.
And the closer people are, like even online, the better the connection will be.
It's true. It's like Susie is like, yeah, Susie, you're just like in California. You could be here in half a day. So it is a lot closer. I think the small groups are great because it's like Barbara was there. She's like, oh, how I long to be there with you in person. Like I want to come, and that was and that's the effect of doing online ministry. People don't realize that online ministry benefits local communities, and it really has an impact on helping people. But
I think what's going to be our biggest focus on splitting is what time can they show up?
Because of the time zones.
Yeah, I think that's more because the internet's really broken down a lot of barriers.
Hey, could someone take a picture of the 5 things that we're looking for in a small group leader? And
where's that at?
It's upstairs, and send it to us on AOI
I'll
Sessions.
go do it.
Thank you. So we got Mom and
Has Kim signed up to be a small group leader?
No, she doesn't have a lot of time. And
Oh,
she's
gotcha.
leading a small group of her own. She's trying to juggle a lot of stuff. She would make a wonderful small group leader, but she's doing one a little differently.
Okay.
That'd be nice if she could.
I had a good visit with her yesterday for about an hour after our recording. We had a really successful time together. We really grew quite a bit, both of us. It was pretty
Praise
good.
the Lord. I'm really happy to hear that. I saw that you seemed to be, you were talking to her for a while. I was talking to someone else too. And that's really good.
I'm not sure what all those initials mean or who they are.
You're not sure who all those initials are. So we got, who are our small group leaders that we have so far?
We have Deborah, Enoch, and I think Tina. 3 that I know of.
And Kamran.
Oh, and Kamran! Woohoo!
See, I knew there was 2 T's, because that's why I was like, okay, I'm a little confuzzled.
Great. And so we have, are y'all on Discord able to see this as well? The names on the board?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay, cool. Good. and Lee was requesting that. So these are the groups that we see, like how they're splitting up so far. Carmen's doing that, and and one more, we got Jason. So our goal, who remembers what our goal was for the month of August?
Split twice.
Split twice. So how many groups would that be?
4.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know if I said the right thing.
I don't either.
I said 5 of something, but I didn't see 5 of anything.
Yeah, that was it. It was 6.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if we pull up the AOI sessions, we'll see on here, or maybe I could rewrite it on the board. I don't like writing all these things.
We could go to AOI sessions.
I'll just do the acronym.
Time vision.
What is the what are the letters? Could someone tell me?
T-E-D-A.
V D A
I-L.
I L. It'd be cool if we could like make these stand for something. But it'd be a lot of energy. Okay, so T stands for what?
Time.
V stands for what?
Vision.
Victorine.
Come on, man. What does D stand for?
Doc.
Like, yes, a Google Doc. And then A stands for?
Attendance.
Oh, attendance to the small groups.
Nah.
And then the I stands for?
Internet.
Internet connection. And then L stands for?
Leadership table.
Leadership table attendance. Okay, cool. So these are the five things that we're looking for. Was that 5? Was that 6? These are the 6 things that we're looking for currently for the foundation of these team leaders at the beginning.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I think it's a good tool. Since you're breaking into all these different small groups, it would be good to train the group host, or whatever you want to call them, the leader, to make sure that with their people, and they might already do that, I don't know, but do they reach out to the people, to their 10 people, and invite them, or the people that are actually showing up, do they invite them? Do they send out a weekly reminder, a day before, or whatever? Do they do that? Because that would be a good thing. People would have a better attendance, I think.
A daily reminder for what?
That they're having small group, so they don't forget.
That's definitely something that we want to encourage. It will be a lot easier when we have the distribution of responsibilities over smaller groups, because as far as the first group goes, that's the one that I've been leading, and trying to juggle different things, that it's not something I'm able to remind every person, because
wait a minute, Enoch, I got to share with you this leadership skill. This one, it says delegate.
Yeah. No, we have been delegating, and that's exactly what my answer to you is that through delegation we'll be able to do that better. But I know that
This is teamwork.
I invited 10 people to the small groups yesterday, sending out reminders this morning, and making sure that people connect with the drip system. That's definitely important.
Well, it's just a humor, and also because you're the leader, the person that you're training, it'll be a good habit for them to learn how to do it, so you can delegate it to them to do it.
Yeah, that's what I am doing. That's the whole purpose of the small groups, is that the small group leaders...
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. But my answer for you is that the leaders, as they're being trained for the leadership, they're learning these skills. I can't teach them all at the same time, but I can teach one at a time.
Hey, you're teaching me, so thank you.
That's
I'm
good.
enjoying it. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. And you know, there's something called never mind. I really like attraction marketing. I'm like, every morning I get up and there's different messages, people saying like, I want to join the small groups, let me participate, like I want to know more, can I come? And it's just like, wow, it's amazing. So our goal was to split twice and have 4 groups. That means 8 leaders. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. And we've already, like, we should have split like maybe like 2 weeks ago. We were above our capacity. So now we are I suspect that this week is going to be like a larger week than usual.
I think we're just
today.
picking up momentum.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're picking up momentum. So we need
Just
to,
keep
We're still
going.
figuring it out, so.
and it's a blessing. We got to keep splitting and find a system of knowing when to split. So right now we have 2 groups that haven't even met for their first time yet. But how many people are in each group? Do you guys know?
11!
There's 11 in your group, and we got about like 16. So we have to split again, and so we have to think about how long we're gonna be together. Kamran is kind of like, we're gonna have to, like, he's gonna see this, and I might have to announce that like in our next meeting it won't be 2 groups, and we might have to announce that we got all 4 groups being split. Are you 2 ready to meet? If you see one more example of a leading out a team, would you be ready to?
What if they practice one?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
They don't really. Do you have, because when we look at like how many weeks we have in August, and how many people are coming, do you guys want to see another one, and then like the next week you guys can lead out and then split, or which would swell our teams well over. These 2 are going to have well over 10 to 12 if we do it that way. Or do you guys want to see another one today, and then next week we split here? And I'll say too, David Cho, he started with like, do you guys remember how many small groups he started with? He started with 6. He just started off. He didn't start with 1, he started with 6.
all right, because of the time restraint.
That was his pilot program, his pioneer program. And also he was a larger group.
How come that says DL on the top?
Oh, I'm
It should
sorry.
be EL.
I'm used to putting DL on there. Not EL, that would be ED. Because me and you.
Oh,
Thank you. So I need to hear from you too.
I'll speak for her.
I can speak for you too.
Go ahead,
Silence
Conrad.
is a.
Indecision is
Yeah.
a decision.
So what are the pros and cons?
That's a great question.
Good
Did
question.
you notice how he asked the question?
Yeah.
Because to make a great decision, you need great information.
Very good.
The pros of splitting twice is it keeps it short. I mean, the pros of kind of skipping this one and splitting based on our need is that it allows us to facilitate. You're able to be with Susie that you wanted to, and you can learn. People will still be close knit. It'll be easier to work with people. Go ahead, Mom.
I know some pros. It's the difference between talking to 5 people than to talking to 10 people, and it's the difference of
Or 15.
when you get your group going, then it's not you speaking, it's you teaching somebody to speak.
But also, it's in the Watermen Learn How to Swim, not on the land.
Yeah.
So it'll be an
Y'all just want
opportunity
to push us out.
to grow. The nest is getting kind of full. You gotta
Yeah.
spread your wings and fly.
You guys have it in you. Both of you do. I know you do.
But one of the benefits is the experience, and like I said with Kamran, that if you split like that, like I'll still attend your meeting and give you feedback of how to do better, and I'll be there to help you to help Jason. I'm not necessarily helping Jason in that regard. My goal is to help you to help Jason. But I'm committing to you. I'm committing to Mom. I'm helping Mom help Tina, and that kind of thing. So it's going to be very similar than if you split now, as opposed to if you waited a week. But if we wait a week,
If we wait a week, you guys
I
get
haven't waited a
hands-on
week
training.
because I haven't even had a meeting yet.
Yeah.
you've attended how many?
But hands-on training.
How many Bible studies have you given? Those are all small groups. You've
I
conducted
don't
them.
want to do it this week because I have today and tomorrow are busy, and
Yeah, but aren't you going to be
Yeah.
there?
what do you mean?
Or are you going to show up for the group?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, you're going to be there anyway. Are you busy during that time?
It just gives me a little bit more time to think before I just jump out.
Tuesday and Thursday. You're gonna have Tuesday, and you'd have Thursday, and then you'd just be the following week.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so it's not like it's this week that we're like I don't have to lead out this week.
Thursday.
I mean
It would be next week that we would be on four groups. Is what I was.
But if you lead out this week, then you know what it's like, and then next week you could show on what's her name, Leah, how to do it. You need at least one.
Yes, sister, and I'm also planning on attending it today as well.
Awesome.
Today's Tuesday, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
And Susie said she's willing to commit for 6 a.m. for Thursday, or 6 p.m. our time Thursday, and which is Friday morning for her. She's willing to commit to that until she gets split, just with your group.
Oh, you mean Leah? Not
Yeah, Leah. That's what I said, Leah. Okay, yeah, Leah's
First
willing to
time you
commit.
said Leo.
And Leah, we're hoping that you're going to branch out into the Asian time zone so that our friends from that hemisphere are able to have a better time, maybe like off work or out of school or something. Because the morning is like the only time that we have, or the evening. And so we got hope for you.
Sounds awesome.
Great.
So you said you have 4 groups and leaders, and you said each week you'll have 2 groups. That is on Tuesday and Thursday.
Did anyone understand her?
Something about 2 groups on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, one group, like what you'd be attending is today and Thursday. And after Thursday, you and Tina would be split.
Then she'd be leading.
What was that?
Then she would be leading out, because Tina would be training us.
Well, then they would be doing it together, not necessarily Leah leading out, but Tina would be practicing and learning with Leah, and you'd be giving her pointers. So it might be good if you attended hers, like how I'm gonna attend Kamran's. Might be good if you attended Tina's and gave her some pointers.
I thought that's
if
what
we
it was
split.
supposed
I'm not gonna do that with everyone.
to do. You know?
Nope, I'm not going to a whole bunch of small groups.
Just to get them going.
No, I mean, Kamran, like
Oh, I
generally
guess-
speaking, they'd be getting good, like you.
Everybody will be doing that for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you won't have to do it to all his downline.
No, I
Just
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do it for all these people. Just like you and
to-
me.
What about the people at Buzz Hall?
We were together for weeks before your split. I don't feel like I need to join your group because I think you know what you're doing. I'm gonna join his group. I think he knows what he's doing too, but he could use some more support because you've been going at it longer. Does that make sense? And for most people, like if Kamran had weeks like you did before we split, then I wouldn't join his group. But because he didn't, then like what I did is I joined yours and participate and observe and help pitch in when things are getting hard, and then I gave you feedback afterwards of what you could do better. So that's what I'm doing with Kamran. That's what you could do with Tina. When she splits and you both are doing different groups. Does that make sense?
Even when she's with me doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Looks like you're trying to wrap your mind around it.
You don't have to wrap your mind around it this week.
It'll make sense.
It will.
The first time you do, you'll say, oh, familiar.
It's all stuff you've already done. So, what I wanted to discuss was the splitting of these groups. So now we have a third squad and we have a fourth squad. And we are on, Leah, if you didn't hear, we're on create a small group funnel on Notion. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the very bottom of it. How are we going to
Okay, so where do I find it?
go to Notion and hit Control P and type in create a small group funnel.
At the very bottom, I have missing in action.
And you can
I'm not on my computer, so I can't.
on your phone, go to Notion and hit the magnifying glass and then type in create a small group funnel.
Is this where we're supposed to be, right here?
Yeah.
So how do we decide how to split up?
That's what we're doing now. So we got Jason. We got Jason and Kamran for the third squad. And then and we have Tina and Leah for the fourth.
5 people are leaving. How do we know which 5 are going?
Oh, that's what we're talking about
Okay.
right now. That's what we're doing.
I thought you were matching everybody up.
That is what we're doing. That's the same thing. That's the same, different words to describe the exact same activity. So, out of these, and we have to, the number one skill that we have to be really focusing on is who is the leadership potential, who are the corporals within a group that will be small groups of tomorrow. Every single time, we need to be intentionally developing the talent and leaders in our group and saying, who's next, looking for people to raise their hands. And I want to ask you, remember the question where it's like when people have a reluctancy to divide, how do you get people to divide even when they
They're reluctant.
they feel very connected and they don't really want to? Yes?
Pass the vision, remind them why. Very good.
Yeah. And that was something you didn't do a single time when you were leading the group. And that was something that I realized I do that every time I lead the group, and it's not your fault, it's the system's fault. I realized that in our system, we have to let people know, like that 10-minute offer at the end of the group, that's again a time to instill the vision, to cast a vision and let people know.
Well, I know
why
I was
are we
stumbling there. You jumped in last week on that.
Yes, I know. And then the testimonies too. During the testimonies is a very intentional time where we're able to cast a vision and say, praise God, we're growing and we're here together so we can get to 10 to 12 and split. We're not going to be here forever. So keep inviting people. We're going to stay close-knit. But the goal is to split, and I'm so glad we're moving towards that goal. That's my testimony for today. So pray that God will fill up these empty seats in our virtual small group, because people are hurting who are not in this room. And you have something to offer those who you love around you. That's the testimony for today. And then who else has a testimony how God has blessed you during this week? So realizing that in the testimony and the offer is an opportunity to reinstate the vision. And when people are like, oh man, I don't want to split, or I'm going to be separated, like Tina's like, I'm not going to be with Susie. I thought I was going to be with Susie, but it's like, remember Tina, when you split, you can be reunited again. She could be your assistant leader. She was like, oh, okay.
Why? How does that happen?
Huh?
Why? How does that happen?
That is what happened.
I thought we only take
Well-
who we have in our list.
Well, Susie was a little unique because we had partnered Susie with Tina to be the assistant. Tina's going to train
So
Susie.
how would you answer that if that wasn't a unique situation, how would you
Just
answer?
remind her that we're here to split. Like, we're not here to just.
Yeah.
It's like me and you. It's like, oh, it's like I really wanted to work with you. It's like me too, Mom. But you gotta spread your
Gotta
wings.
go.
You gotta help others. We're not here to serve ourselves. We're here to go help others. And we're not gonna help others if we all stick together. We need to go to the lost and stick our net out into the deep where the fish are. So we have to. We gotta go on different boats. How are we gonna draw in more fish without
Yeah.
all hanging out so much? So that's how we can do it.
That's kind of why if when Ellen White's talking about us clustering
Loving people from
together.
afar.
No, when we're all like coming together and all the Seventh-day Adventists come together and that's all they do.
Or just like how Jesus in the days of Jerusalem, how Israel just stuck together and they were very Jewish exclusive to the other people, and they didn't like spread the gospel to the Gentiles.
Because they weren't out mingling with people,
Right. And
loving them.
and we don't want the Jewish exclusiveness, which
Right.
often comes in Christianity. We're
And I can
not
see how that
club.
could happen really easy in a situation like this.
And that's what the vision book said. The vision book was like, look, if people are coming together just for fellowship and friends, it will not grow. The only way that this will grow is if you distill a strong culture of evangelism. These groups have to be evangelistic so that anyone from any background, no matter where they're from, can feel safe and invited and participate. Is it just fellowship? Like, we get all these questions like, hey, can the Baptists come? It's like, absolutely. Everyone's saying, hey, I got a friend from this faith. Can they come? Yeah. What about this? And then it's like, absolutely. This is what it's for.
I like how they're like going through like stuff for like the small group like specifically talking about the small group now because it's like at its beginning stages, so like people get used to with like that was the topic of our last class, like small group.
That's our theme. Our life cast is the theme for the month. And the next month is going to be like, we're going to be talking about how to share a testimony. People are going to be like, I want to share my testimony. You're going to be creating quotes, content. It's going to be spread all throughout the social media about everything about your testimony and how it changes lives. People are like, I want to use my testimony. So my thing is going to be integrating small groups, and your testimony is how you invite and recruit others to attend your squad. It's like your small group squad will be filled based on how many times you tell the story. Yeah.
So in the small groups, we should talk about denominational stuff.
No, like what you just did. No, that's okay.
Are
But
people
it's,
gonna listen to this?
yeah. Well, no, not all the people. This is just on AOL. I don't plan on sharing this. The purpose of this video is more so for Carmen to help to extract some questions, to find a system for how we place people. But the big thing is, we have to. Carmen, can you take note that another resource that we have is our small group messenger chat and our small group leadership chat. Because Mom was wondering, like, how do I know who's in my group? Well, your list, your active list is on your messenger chat. And it's like, how do I know who's on our who's a small group leader to choose from? Well, if you're a small group leader, you're in the messenger chat for small group leaders. You're excited? That's good. So you guys have a mission, an assignment, to help Sherry to sign up with the enlist form. She hasn't done that. She wants to be a small group leader, but she needs to fill out the enlist form. And she could be added to some of those. But we want to try to bring as many people to the leadership table as we can too. That'll be life changing for folks.
So now, is it okay if people join more than one group?
No. Well, I mean, more or less it depends, but generally speaking, we're not trying to have people joining a bunch of different groups.
Otherwise, like, it's kind of representing people, and that's not our purpose.
Yep, it's for growth and evangelism. I'm going to be in Comrade for like leadership training and observing, but there's going to be a remember how there's like the corporal and then there's a sergeant. Sergeant is a squad leader, and then the person above the sergeant. That person is responsible for like 3 different groups, so that person's responsible for training the efficiency of every squad leader.
So really, you should be like, So like Sister Deborah should join like me and Leah for a little while. So that should be like the theme, like so if we would split again and Leah's group, I should join Leah's group just
No,
to like train her?
not
Or,
necessarily.
like, not really?
That- Mom is joining yours simply because of the time. Like we're splitting so quickly that you didn't have the opportunity to practice with her. See the see one, do one, teach one. You didn't have the do one opportunity. So Mom's gonna kind of do one with you, but you're gonna lead that group. And then while you're doing it, Mom's kind of giving you feedback, and Leah's gonna see one. She's seeing you do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll teach one when Leah is going to be doing one, and you'll be teaching her.
In your group.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the principle. So if we have this, let's start with the first squad. Let's split this up into two.
Alrighty.
We know that we know that Susie's gonna be with Tina down there, so they got 3. And I kind of want Musa to stick with me.
Why?
Because he's planning on coming out here and visiting us, and I think the more time that I have with him, the more likely that'll happen sooner. And
What's this MIA doing here?
I know.
that's missing in action. These are people who have not been active with the small groups.
Shouldn't that be up or down?
There's 2 of these. There's like.
Yeah, there's one for each group. When you hit the toggle, it disappears.
I don't
Oh!
see a toggle on this
We can make it bold so it doesn't look like it's a new header. And then it looks more like it belongs there. But they're 2 because they're part of that group, but they're missing. I think Matthew should go with Carmine.
You think so?
one. This,
Yeah.
Is Matthew the one that just got baptized?
No, Matthew's the one who just joined. That's good. And Ephraim, you should probably stick with me too.
Yeah.
And yeah, Susie's gonna be somewhere else.
what about Jason?
Jason's who he's talking about. Conrad and Jason are gonna have.
Oh, I see.
How do we identify and Pastor Smith's gonna be my next team leader assistant. I know Angela wants to stick with this time, but we gotta kind of communicate to her also. She just needs to understand a little bit more about the vision. She'll get it. Everyone, I think, will understand tomorrow.
When it happens.
Yeah.
We'll really need to stress the reason why we're doing this.
Every single small group.
Yeah.
We will tomorrow, but every time we gather together, we gotta. It's like with our weekly sprint.
What do you mean by tomorrow?
Why are, yeah.
I'm sorry, today.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm still stuck in yesterday. But it's like our weekly debriefing. We remind ourselves, why are we here? And we gotta do that every time when we get together. And it's good to remind people. I mean,
It might be good to have, write out the reason why and have a person each week read that out loud to the group.
Wait, what's Musa doing here? I thought he was taking food.
Good. I don't know why he's over there. I didn't put him there. He is sticking with me. Right. So that means I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, that's good. I've got enough. How many people do you got, Kamran?
I got 3.
You got 3? Well, that's because Susie left. But I think out of Ernie, Dominique, and Vanessa,
Oh, right, they're in there.
one of them are going to want to. I think all of them, if they see the vision, they like it, they're going to be like, we want to do this. Yeah, they'd be future leaders. They might be a little different, or they have a different small group idea. But hopefully when they see the duplication and you realize that the way that they're doing is not, it works, but it's not duplicatable, they're not going to see the type of growth that could be done. And I think that they could, it's kind of interesting because they're high level leaders, and it's kind of like, my mind is still trying to like wrap around like how to involve people like that. Because I feel like these missionaries they're so busy, they got their ministries, they got a lot going on, and it's just kind of like sometimes it's limiting beliefs about like why would they want to work with us? It is only an hour, but I mean our vision is why they would want to.
That's right. In our training.
Yeah, and our training, our structure, our duplicatable format.
Yeah, you have a lot to offer them. I sat there at the end with you and just their questions, the way they talked about what they were going through and stuff. I could see we have a lot to offer them.
Oh yeah,
Just your experience.
Yeah, I mean our whole ministry is designed to help solve
People
the
like them.
problems that they're facing, exactly. But it's just a matter of presenting it to them in a way that they'll receive. I was pitching Ernie yesterday, and he was listening. He's like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And just relating and reframing, replacing different beliefs in his mind, so that he could like come to the same conclusion. It was really interesting. Okay, let's try to split up the second squad. I think some of it will be like, will come as we go. Like, I got a friend named Raquel, and Raquel's really interested. Her 21-year-old son wants to get involved with small groups, and they'll come, and we'll see how that goes. So how should we split the second squad?
No.
Well, Cassandra is going to go with us together.
Bathsheba's gonna go with Tina, and wherever Leah goes.
Yeah.
So can we bolt the ones that are going to stay?
Yeah,
and then,
I would both. That would be great.
Okay. And then Barbara's going to stay with me too.
She's gonna share with you. Okay. Where is Naomi? Or Marcella's gonna go with Tina, likely. Yeah, because she's committing to that time, so she's gonna stick with that.
Naomi, I'm sure, well, I guess I could talk to her. I've talked to her quite a bit.
Naomi and Sherry is really close right now together.
Huh?
Sherry and Naomi's getting close together. They're talking together and getting to know each other.
So they did know each other, right?
Right,
Like-
they used to not know. They just
They met each other through the Army of Youth.
Yeah.
We're bringing people together. It's what the
they
Army
live,
families.
do they live in the same place?
They live in the same state, but they're like 4 hours away from each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They don't see each other physically, but they know each other.
How old is Sherry?
Sherry's older than Naomi, that's for sure.
Mom's age. Is
Oh,
around that, maybe.
I think she's younger. She's probably about
Yeah, probably a little younger.
40.
So we should keep Naomi and Sherry together?
But with this group.
I can go.
Okay. How many
Yeah,
people?
but are you taking everybody? What if we just take Sherry and Naomi and leave them with me, and then you can have everybody else? Is that okay?
Yeah, I want Theodore.
And then I'll have. Oh no, Theodora's going with me because I have Cassandra. Oh. Sorry. There. Is that okay? Is that there?
I think it's
Oh, we
reasonable.
got one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that okay with you? Is there somebody I'm taking that really long?
Are we moving them down?